Welcome to the Manifestation, where we share our hard lessons so you don't have to learn them the hard way.
Welcome back for another episode of the Manifestation, whatever you want to call it. I am late. Let's start there. And I do apologize because surprisingly, I actually had people messaging me on TikTok like, where's the episode? And are you going to go live? And I'm so sorry. I have had every technical difficulty you could possibly fathom. As you can see, my setup is completely different. This is very ghetto. I'm in my room. Why? Because I am a mother first. So my child, she's downstairs playing while I'm upstairs recording. I usually record downstairs, but that's neither here nor there. It's time to get into what we've all been waiting for, and that is the Love is Blind Season 6 episode. So before we get into this episode, I normally do a song that you should put on your playlist that will kind of, make you feel like that girl or that boy or that they, them, or whatever you want to feel like. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like this just really matched what I want to tell a lot of people on Love is Blind. Ari Lennox, No Settling. I want you to listen to that on repeat until it is ingrained in your head that ain't no romance supposed to be this cheap. That's a line in the song. And the way I take it is, it's not just, oh, why are you sending me $30 for lunch opposed to $100? No, it doesn't necessarily mean cheap monetarily. It's like your romance, you need to put in effort. You need to put in time. Like your courting me should be expensive. It should be costly, not just in the pockets, but quality time, effort, everything else. Let's get into it. So the first slew of episodes, I kind of was not, I'm not gonna lie, I was not sold on this season of Love is Blind. For real. I got really invested. In the last batch of episodes. So whatever episode, like, after they came out of the pods and we get to the scene where they're all meeting each other on the beach, I got really invested because there was something I observed that really rubbed me the wrong way about the treatment towards one of really the only black girl on the cast. And y'all know, Sister Soldier to the day I die, I ride for my girls. So I just want to leave this video here where I express my thoughts about her treatments, and we can come back to it and y'all let me know your thoughts. I don't think that reality dating shows are a safe space for black women. If you are more offended by 80's reaction to the attention she was getting at the meet and greet than you are the fact that people were being very weird and she was being overly sexualized, you are the problem. Aside from being overly sexualized on reality dating shows, I don't think it's a safe space for black women because we are harshly judged about our appearance, not just by the castmates and the men that are a part of the cast, but by our own. I thought it was very lowbrow humor for somebody to get on here with a hot comb, and every time her leave out showed up on a TV screen, they recorded themselves putting a hot comb to it. That didn't feel like weird. I don't know, like people was a keying, but it was like, it wasn't like a ha funny to me. It was like, that's weird funny. Like, okay, we get it. Okay, she needs her leave out done. Y'all are beating a dead horse. Why are we going in on her hair when we know that this is about to be on Al Gore's internet, not just for us to see, but for them to see, and they're going to further ridicule her about her looks. These people is already on this app putting pillows in their behind to mock her. Very weird behavior, but it's no different than what the people used to do back in the day. Sarah Bartman, when they would go and exhibit that black lady's body, almost as if she weren't human and were a piece of property. Interesting, because we're going to get to how she was treated at this meet and greet. Let's get to the real gutter snipes in this equation. The people, once again, that are more upset with how AD was responding to attention rather than the type of attention she was getting, something is wrong with y'all. Why are we brushing over the fact that Laura suggested that her fiance touch AD inappropriately? Why are we glossing over that? Netflix producers, that is called assault. That should have been addressed right then and there. That's another reason why I don't think black women belong on reality dating shows. I don't think it's a safe space for them. Production doesn't even protect us. That was nothing to joke about. And I am certain, had the tables been turned and AD made that joke to Clay, we will be having a completely different conversation than, oh, she loved the attention. So the fuck what? I do wish I would have seen AD assert some healthy boundaries and say, hey, thank you for the compliments, but this is making me feel uncomfortable, or this is inappropriate. Maybe she didn't feel uncomfortable. I don't know. But if she did like the attention, let's use our medullas here. The outrage about her enjoying the attention versus somebody suggesting that another man touch her inappropriately, y'all are weird. It's getting weird. It's weird. It's weird. And I know why. I know why y'all don't care. We all know why. When it happens to a black woman, who cares? We know why. Black, white, or other, I'm sure that any woman can agree, it can get very uncomfortable and it is very annoying to be curvier or have a certain shape and constantly be overly sexualized when you're just being in a space doing what everybody else is doing. I'm sorry. What AD was wearing, it may have looked revealing on her body. I'm sorry. She cannot leave her body at home. She's young. She's hot. She's on a beach. Everybody else gets to dress comfortably for the setting that they're in. Y'all are not going to sit here and say that she sexualized herself because of how she was dressed. The behavior that people were exhibiting towards her, it was not okay. To suggest and joke that somebody else touch another woman inappropriately, that is assault. While I would have liked to see her be stern and set some boundaries in that moment, the reality of it is, and one of my last reasons why I don't think that reality dating shows are a safe space for black women, is that had she done that, y'all would have been on here deeming her the angry black girl, the black girl with an attitude. The cast would have been, oh, it's not that serious. It was a joke. Like, chill out. It's not that serious. You're going too far. But I am certain, had the tables been turned and had that been AD suggesting Clay do that to Laura, y'all would be having a different conversation on this here internet. In conclusion, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I want so much better for black women on these reality dating shows. From the options they have, to their treatment, to how viewers talk about them, us included. I want so much better. I will say this, yes. Do I think that AD is a pick-me and she has pick-me tendencies? Absolutely, yes. I hope she grows out of it. Yes, I do. But is that more of my concern over people talking about inappropriately touching her? No, it's not. Because I'm not weird. And a lot of you are weird. But I digress. I don't stress. All I do is dress and rest. Y'all be blessed, okay? Or as blessed as y'all should be. Okay, so you see the clip. You see that I feel very passionately about how I did not like seeing AD be over sexualized in that setting. And it's not so much, I know there were a lot of people commenting, and I'm gonna get to y'all. I know exactly what you're doing. To the people that were like, why is race being brought into it? Why do you people always have to bring up race? You saying that is coming from an extremely privileged place, because you're lucky enough to live in the world where the color of your skin doesn't matter. You're not negatively affected because of the color of your skin. The only time you're negatively affected about the color of your skin is when people that don't look like you and aren't afforded the same privileges like you remind you of the privileges that you have and tell you that they don't like certain ways that you treat them. That is the only time that your race is brought into it, is when people of other races are saying, hey, this is something that you and your people tend to do, and it's kind of unfavorable towards us. We don't really like that. That is the only time. Other than that, y'all have it easy peasy. So with that being said, I couldn't say it on TikTok, but I'll say it here. Shut the fuck up. Oh, that felt so good. Oh, that felt so good. I'm gonna say it again. Cause don't speak. Don't speak. Shut the fuck up. Oh gosh. Oh, that was so therapeutic. What a way to close out Black History Month. I love it. Okay, I absolutely love it. We're going to get back to this topic about AD being over-sexualized and where my frustration really came from it. Any woman, to be clear, no woman deserves to be objectified or over-sexualized. However, the point that a lot of you, I know what you are, a lot of you were being willfully obtuse about was when I said that had that been anybody else on the cast, the response to it would have been different. A lot of you wanted to come in my comments and say, oh, she's hot, so that's why they're doing it. Or, oh, they don't do that to just any black girls. Only the black girls that are hot. Only the black girls that are hot get sexualized. So fun. Yay. Congrats. I don't know what you want me to do with that information. The thing that wasn't clicking to you guys, because a lot of you are racist, or the cool chip is activated, because some of you, I seen your comments and I seen what y'all looked like. I know what you are. And hold on, because I'm coming for you too. The point that was going over your head, okay, like the cow that jumped over the moon, was that had that been a white castmate, you guys would have felt a way about their treatment versus their response to it. Had AD told Clay, a black man, to touch Laura, a white woman, inappropriately, that would not have been a joking matter to any of y'all. It would not have been a joking matter, and you guys know it. Your concern would not have been, oh, she's enjoying the attention. That would not have been your concern. You want to know how I know? You guys managed to make the white people of the cast that were objectifying her the victims in this situation, versus the fact that you probably should consider maybe she was uncomfortable. Y'all sicken me. But I don't want to talk too much about that because it's going to take me, I could talk about this all day. Then we won't be talking about Love is Blind. We'll be talking about how y'all's racism is not colorblind. How the world is not colorblind. Hence the reason you motherfuckers that was in my comments asking me, why do we have to bring up race? Why do you have to bring up race? Baby, I am so sorry. I'm a black woman who was once a black girl. At 6 years old, I had to have a hard conversation with my parents about racism and about why people may not like me and may not treat me well about my skin color. Because at 6 years old, me and my sister were playing in the front yard of my parents' home, and a group of teenage white boys drove past our home and threw eggs at the stop sign from in front of it and beer bottles at us while we were playing and yelled out racial slurs. I didn't even know what those words meant. But unfortunately, at 6 years old, my mom had to tell me what that interaction was about, what that meant. And that's when I was introduced to the fact that skin color does have a lot to do with how you are treated in this world. A lot of you don't have stories like that. Congratulations. I wonder why. Now let's move the fuck on. And by the way, I don't care how big or small my platform is, as long as I have one. If I notice there's some racist or colorist bullshit going on, I am always going to call it out. And if you don't like it, I really would encourage you to find somewhere else the fuck to go, because it sounds to me like you're complicit in racism, and this is not a safe space for that. Congratulations, you can get the hell on. Next freaking topic. Okay, now that I am done with that rant, let's get into the mess on this season of Love is Blind. While we're on the topic of AD, first I am going to say Clay is a beautiful, beautiful man. And I am now certain AD let it be known that when she sees red flags, she likes to paint her nails red to match. I see you, sister. I too was there. When you said red flags, this is what you really meant. I like to date really fine men, and I get blinded by how fine they are, so I don't even see the red flags. You can't go paint your nails to match his red flags because you can't see them. Every other second you talking to him, even when you sat down with your mama, he's a looker, he's good looking, but he keeps telling you he's gonna cheat on you. Clay keeps on, and here's the thing with Clay. This is what I'm picking up from Clay. This is what I'm getting, and I'm on to you. I know your game. I've heard it all before. I've heard it before, baby. Clay, and everybody's like, oh, they don't think he's attracted to her. They don't think he's attracted to her. I can't say. I don't. Clay, and he keeps mentioning their sexual chemistry. I do believe he's physically attracted to her and he enjoys being physical with her. I don't think that she's his usual type. Possibly. And I could be completely wrong. I don't know this man from Adam. Actually, I don't know. Who's to say she's not his type or not? I don't know, baby. I don't know. But there is a reason. It's either that, or here's my other thing with Clay. Clay did not come on here to necessarily find love. Clay came on here because he knows he has a personality, he knows he's good looking, and he just needed that little uptick. I don't want to say he came on here for clout, but I don't necessarily think he came on here for love, because you clearly have, all of a sudden, you came on a show knowing that the end goal of the show is to find your person and get married. That's how the show goes. Okay, you came on the show knowing that, and now all of a sudden you find this girl, and all of a sudden you have all these hang-ups about your parents and their divorce. All of a sudden you're so hesitant about marriage because you're afraid you're going to follow in your father's footsteps. You're acting like your father cheating is like COVID, like it's some sort of disease that you just catch from hanging out with him. And that's not how it works. If you don't want to cheat, you put your dick in your pants and you just leave it there until you get home to your wife. That's really it. If you don't want to cheat, keep your dick in your pants, and then when you get home to your wife, you take your dick out. It's really that simple. It's not a disease you catch from your father. Okay? Let's start there. Cheating is not hereditary. If you cheat, it's because you want to cheat. But I don't believe that all of a sudden these are hang-ups that you just never ever thought about until now, and it's just eating at you. What I think is you don't really want to marry this girl, at least right now, and you are so kindly forewarning her and trying to give her a hint like, hey, I need you to not be as locked in and just keep this in the back of your mind. I'm trying to give you something to have the ick about. And AD, he keeps saying it. I know you're a smart girl. You can clock everybody else and clock everybody else's relationships and ask the hard-hitting questions with everybody else. You did it with Sarah Ann. Was very proud of you. You're really the cast MVP here. I might want AD to host the reunion instead of whoever the fuck those people are. I don't know. They pissed me off so bad at that last reunion, child. Fuck them. Anyway, you can ask everybody else the hard-hitting questions. Ask Clay. Well, damn, when you got on to Love is Blind, nigga, did you know your daddy was a cheater then? Why the hell did you come on the show? Why did you do this? Why did you get into this at all? That's what I would ask. What the hell is you here for then? You knew your daddy was a cheater when you signed up for the show. Do you think it's a disease you catch? Do you think that once your daddy cough, you gonna catch it? Like, oh shit, I'm a cheater. Yeah. He's telling you he don't want to be with you. He's telling with you specifically. He's not saying it, but damn it, he's saying it. And I'm so tired of hearing it. AD will be eating cereal, just eating her breakfast. Ooh, babe, this cereal's so good. Babe, I'm so scared I'm gonna cheat. I would knock this motherfucking cereal into your face so quick. You're gonna wish you cheated. Or pick somebody else once I get done with you. Say it one more time. Clay, if I hear you say it one more time, I'm scared that at the altar, he's gonna say it at the altar. Hey, I do, but I'm gonna cheat. Like, oh my gosh, he's going to cheat on you. He keeps telling us. He keeps telling you. He's telling everybody. We all know it. He's saying it so loud and proud, baby. He is going to cheat. He thinks he done caught cheateritis from his daddy. We are done talking about cheater, pumpkin eater. What else was interesting that I want to get into real quick? Jeremy, apparently he's engaged. Let me tell you something. Laura's a weirdo. Good for Jeremy. He did probably come on this show for clout, but I think if there was anybody that should be screwed over by a guy on this show, it's Laura. She's an asshole. Sorry. The bean dip thing, weird energy. Her energy in the house was weird. She's just not my type of girl. She was mad about the Hawaiian shirts thing. Shut the hell up. Shut up. So, and I personally, I wish he did fuck Sarah Ann. I wish he would have just got it over with. Go and fuck the bitch and get it over with. But let me tell you something. Now you want to sit at the cookout and you want to be hard body the whole season, and then when him and Sarah Ann meet at this cookout in this last batch of episodes, spoiler alert, you're sitting there sad with a long face, you're crying, and this man is getting on jet skis with the other bitch in front of you. Never let him see you sweat. You should have saved that for when you got home. Don't be crying in front of no man. And then he getting his happy ass on a jet ski with the bitch that you was crying about him being without you in the first place or whatever like that. Tighten up. You hard body or you not? Tighten up. But she didn't deserve not this go round. She didn't deserve a happy ending. I don't like Laura. She rubs me the complete wrong way. And then, okay, let's go back to the bean dip thing, because if y'all can't tell, that really just made my ass itch. Let's go back to that. So, Jeremy tells the guys, like, she made this joke about telling him that he should bean dip AD. For those of you who don't know what bean dipping is when you flick somebody's boob. Why that's appropriate or like funny, I have no clue. I don't think sexual assault is funny because I'm not weird. Anyways, she made that joke to him. He presented it to the guys and AD. So things were awkward. What told me a lot about Laura was how she flipped it and was like, oh, he's so childish and it's giving little kid. And she was mad at him for telling people that she said that joke, when it's like, you shouldn't have said it in the first place, weirdo. Now you done turned it on him and made him seem like he's the bad guy and he's the weird one because he was thrown off by it. No. And I saw right through you then. I said, oh, she's a handful. She's finna, yeah. I don't think she deserves happiness. Not this go round. Sorry. Maybe people can change, but today, if you thought you were gonna get your happy ending today, I got news for you, baby. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna. Okay, that's not nice. So Jeremy's engaged. Congrats to him. Oh my gosh, and good news. Y'all remember Marshall from season 4? Marshall is engaged now. I just love seeing hopeless romantics that we've watched not have the best luck with love in the past be lucky with love, like, and find love again. I really love it. It gives me hope. And I think Marshall was an amazing man. He was just giving. He was made to be somebody's fiance. Like, he was made to be a husband. He was really giving that. So I'm happy for him. Oh, y'all. Okay. So we all, hopefully, maybe the last batch of episodes, we all saw the switch go off with Kenneth and Brittany. Quickly, I'm just going to show a video on my thoughts of it, and we'll come back and we'll reconvene and have a chit chat. Here it goes. Kenneth had us in the first half, didn't he? Here's my analysis on Kenneth from Love is Blind season 6. Let's get into it. Kenneth is a gaslighter. He's a manipulator. He is great with words. Kenneth is the archetype of man that I try to stay away from. We all thought that Kenneth was going to be the good guy. He just seemed too good to be true. He seems like he gave all the words of affirmation that Brittany needed, was very rooted in spirituality, still is. I won't say was. It's like he has it down to a science. The way that he handled that last conversation with Brittany told me everything I needed to know. It was very disappointing, but it did teach me something, and I want you guys to stay till the end. You see Brittany get very transparent with him, basically lay all her feelings out on the line and say, hey, there's a fiery passion there that I'm not feeling that we had in the pods. You think that he's listening to understand, and you think that once he's responding because he really listened to her. No. He is responding because his foot was already outside of that door, and this is his out. Brittany reveals that the night before Kenneth was up, he had all the lights on, child. He was banging pots and pans, woke her up. He used that to say, hey, I was trying to be affectionate with you. I was trying to have a passionate moment with you, but you were tired at 1 a.m. That was strategic. There's this weird thing that men like to do when they're no longer interested in you. It's almost like they're kind of afraid of your reaction if they just say they're no longer interested. So they start to do little things that either give you the ick or will just stress you out and make you want to start an argument so that they can go ahead and make their exit. Listen, baby, I've been here before. I've been here before. He then does something that really tricked me. He did a good old switcheroo, because at first I was like, wow, this is really admirable how he just knows his worth and he's willing to walk away from something that doesn't serve him. He got me. He got me. He's good. He's so good at this. He turns it on her and says, hey, clearly you're no longer feeling passionately about me. I feel passionately about you because at 1 a.m, I was trying to wake you up to show you affection, and you were tired and you rolled over and you didn't want to be affectionate. You need to have some introspection and figure out why you aren't feeling as passionate as you expected to about me. And because of that, I know my worth and I'm going to leave. I don't think this serves me. That man literally let her pour her heart out to him, and he was in his phone the entire time. So here's my question to y'all. Who do y'all think was in that phone? I'm so serious. Who do you think was in Kenneth's phone? Because the minute they came back from that trip, he did not put that phone down. Even after that breakup, which was really hard to watch because the entire time he was in his phone, he literally went upstairs, made a phone call while he was going up the stairs, was in his phone, and proceeded to go to other plans that he made on that same phone. He was in a relationship with his phone. Here are my thoughts. I think he got back the realization that he was with a white woman who uses terms like identifies as black was sitting in the back of his head. I do believe that conversation with AD kind of weighed on him and allowed him to think a little bit more, and he did not know how to express that's why he was no longer interested. While I completely understand Kenneth's concerns, he knew what he was walking into when he got on that show. This is season 6 of Love is Blind. Everyone knows that there is a possibility that you may end up with somebody from a different ethnic background than yourself. While I understand that being a concern of his, I really don't think that it was fair to Brittany how he left that situation. I don't think it's fair that he broke up with her and showed no empathy. It felt like a very humanless interaction. It felt a bit stoic to me, and I think that was completely unfair to her. I feel like she was slighted in a way. I really do, and I really do feel for her. What I do want you guys to take from this, Kenneth was acting very weird from the minute they got from that trip, and Brittany felt it. And I feel like that's something that happens a lot. We notice the signs. We notice when things change. We notice when you're texting back a little slower. We notice when you no longer seem engaged in conversation. I think more of us should do what Kenneth did. Once we start noticing that there's a shift, just leave. You don't have to give a drawn out explanation. You don't even have to show that you care. I honestly wish that the tables would have been turned and Brittany would have instead left him once she realized his behavior was different. This is why I don't be doing all that dating them super spiritual, super religious men, because they'll do the switcheroo on you and you will sit there and tell them the real and they will really turn it on you and then try to make it sound like they are Iyanla Vanzant and like they just deeper and holier than thou and you were the problem the whole time. That's insane to me. But listen, again, I don't stress. All I do is dress and rest. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments and be blessed. Also, you guys, I have a podcast. It's linked in my bio. Go ahead, check it out. I will be talking about the recent episodes of Love is Blind on my next episode. I posted that video and there were a lot of people in my comments speculating his sexuality, as y'all have done with Clay. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm not saying what anybody's sexuality is or isn't. That's not my place. I think that's a very touchy subject. That's personal. That is for you. Let people do that on their own time. That's none of my business. What I can say is the minute that I had found out that he was over the worship, the choir and the worship board at the choir men always be, and once I found out, I would have speculated it too. That would be I probably just would not have moved forward. Me personally, I don't know, something about them choir directors and them youth pastors and stuff like that. It gets, so I would have, that would be on my radar. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm putting down? Am I going to say what his sexuality is? I think that's for him to do. But do I understand you all's speculation? Yes. Moving forward, recently there was a screenshot posted on Twitter where Kenneth's cousin outs him basically and says that allegedly, we don't know if this is cousin or not, but basically says that he is gay and the only reason he came on the show was for clout basically and to be on TV. And what I'm going to say to that is, I don't know if that young lady is his cousin or not. I don't even know if she knows this man's sexuality or not. If she does, that's a really gross and lame thing to do. That can't be your cousin on your mama's side, because cousins on your mama's side do not do that type of shit. And my family, even on, well, I don't know them people on my daddy's side like that, but your cousins on your mama's side, they're not finna do that. That's really just messed up. You don't out people. I'm so sorry. If the person is not like an abuser or, like something of that sort, you do not out people, and for many reasons. And especially knowing that Kenneth and his family are like very religious and big in the church, I think that's very unfair to him, because it's no telling how him coming out will affect those familial relationships that he has. And while I do think it's messed up how how he broke things off with Britney and it came off very cold and stoic. This is just a TV show for us. This is just TV. This is simply entertainment. We turn it off and we can go about our lives. I would hate to think that, like, he, after when things wrap, he still has to go and deal with his life outside of all this, and I think that's so unfair, and I really hope that that's not something he's going to have to unpack in front of a bunch of people that don't know him, as far as him confronting his sexuality and questions about it, like at the reunion or on any other major platform. That's none of our business, really. If it's between anybody, it's between him and Britney, to be honest, and it's barely between Britney, because truth be told, he don't know that girl. They all just met. None of us know these people. The people don't even know these people. That's just my thoughts on that. I think if you're outing people, I think that's really lame, and I kind of think, I think if you're gonna out somebody's sexuality, you gotta get beat up, and I just don't know why people aren't beating people up no more. It used to really be a thing, like, you talk shit, get hit. Yeah. Anyways, keeping in theme with Love is Blind, so y'all know this is one of my favorite sections. For things you should have just kept in your journal. Okay, this is where I go in on people who tweet things or just say things publicly that they really just should have kept in their head, and maybe you just die with that thought, because do you have a humiliation kink? I think when you said that, it was giving humiliation kink. I might call this part, actually, I think I'm gonna call this portion, do you have a humiliation kink? Yeah, I like that. Okay. So sorry. We gotta get into it. Y'all know I was gonna have to do this. There is a scene in the pods between Jimmy and Chelsea. Basically, in the pods, Jimmy, he comes back and he had another girl that he was very much so feeling and was about to pick, named Jessica, and I guess things didn't work out. So named Jessica. So him and Chelsea are now in the pods after that interaction, and I guess they were trying to change the subject from his date with the other girl because it didn't go too well and he wasn't feeling in the best mood. So to cheer him up, Chelsea volunteers this conversation, and she says to him, do you have any celebrities that people say you look like? Because I'm not gonna hold y'all, she has like a little southern twang, little southern accent. I actually find it adorable. There are a lot of moments, like Chelsea, she has her cringe and insecure moments, but I'd be like, okay, she's kind of adorable. I don't know, she's kind of like, I don't know, Chelsea is kind of winning me over. But do you have any celebrities that people tell you look like? He's like, no, I don't. So she volunteered this. And of course, the follow-up is, do you? If somebody asks that question, of course they have somebody. They're itching to tell you who they look like, right? So she goes, well, a lot of people tell me I look like, I guess it's MGK's girlfriend or wife or something. You know that lady name. You know that lady name. Stop playing. You know who that is. He goes, Megan Fox? And you can just see all his blood rush to his dick. In that moment, I know all the blood just rushed to that. And it stood. I know it did. She doesn't look like Megan Fox. She doesn't look like Megan Fox. I'm sorry. And there are people saying, yes, she does. It's in the eyes. And if you turn your head and if you squint and then you look at the TV and then you back the hell up and then you look at the TV and then you close your eyes all the way and then just imagine Megan Fox, she looks just like her. No, she don't. And we can stop. We can stop. Okay? She's adorable. She's got a little cutesy thing about herself with her personality. She doesn't look like Megan Fox. She shouldn't have set herself up like that, because now everybody is telling you you look like Natalie Nunn. You set yourself up. You set yourself up. And now you have to put out apology statements to Megan Fox and her team because people are comparing you guys. Chelsea, baby. No. I don't want to have this conversation again with you. I'm not going any further because honestly, and I don't even want to be like mean or say like, oh, this girl, because Chelsea's now, hold on, give me a second, let me find my words. With Chelsea, like, she's hella insecure. She is very clingy, and it is very cringe to watch, right? I kind of have a soft spot for Chelsea because that feeling of neediness and clinginess comes from somewhere, and she did divulge to us that she was previously in a marriage and got a divorce. And I'm sure that kind of like the aftermath of that kind of flows into how she operates in her newer relationships, and that's what we're seeing. So I do have a soft spot for her. A lot of people have dogpiled on her and, you know, are saying some really harsh, critical things about her appearance. So I'm not going to add on to that. What I am going to say is, you don't look like Megan Fox. Baby, you don't look like her. And that's okay. You look like you. And that's okay. But you don't ever volunteer that to nobody again. Don't ever do that again. Okay, y'all. So y'all know that I have to digress from the mess and get into the part where we manifest. I don't know. I'm gonna get better with that transition. Okay. But here is my word of affirmation to go into the week, and it's kind of the theme of Love is Blind this season, for girls and the guys. This is from Dr. Steve Maraboli. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it just rolled off my tongue when I read it like that, so I'm gonna say Maraboli. This is a word of affirmation from my dude Boli. I don't know. Okay. If you put up with it, you're going to end with it. Set the standard you want and don't settle for less. The last part is just very like duh. But yeah, if you put up with it, you're going to end up with it. Okay. So just like Chelsea, when we saw her on the beach and Jimmy made that comment about AD's body and she tried to joke it off. You don't, is a slippery slope after that. You give these men an inch and they are going to run a daggone marathon, baby. You give them an inch and they finna run up all your damn sky miles and travel all across this motherfucker on your dime. And you just gonna be sitting there looking stupid. Like, damn, I was being nice by giving you an inch. When really, what you should have gave them was a, or leave them. Yeah, leave them. Don't do that. If you put up with it, you will end up with it. Don't be scared to let it be known what your standards are in the beginning, because people will play with you as long as you let them. Especially the male species. I don't know what it is about. They just like to see how much shit they could just get away with, y'all. And love that for them. But you ain't got to let them play in your face. Let them play in somebody else's face. But you guys, that wraps up this episode of the Manifestation. If you haven't already, go check out my last 2 episodes. Do me a favor in the comments, let me know some of your Love is Blind predictions, because the final episode is going to come out on March 6th and we will, have to chat about that. But yeah, let me know some of your Love is Blind predictions. And I really ain't got nothing else to say. Oh, this episode I did not get into pop culture. I did not do my don't piss me off section. This is what I'm going to say while we're talking about settling, okay? I'm going to save this for the end. Don't piss me off. I know we went from the mess to manifest, but now we're back on the mess. I am so tired. I am sick and tired of conversations about how much money somebody should send you for this, and oh, I'm too good for this much money for this, and da 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 da. Have your standards, but leave us the fuck out of it, because I am tired of certain conversations. Today, a video is circulating around about a young lady, beautiful lady, beautiful lady. Her hair, immaculate. Okay? Personally, hell, if I was a man and I was courting her, hell yeah, she could get a lot more than $30 from me. But do we have to have a dialogue and discourse about it? Hell no! Damn it! Decided to make a video about how a man only sent her $30 for lunch and how she normally spends $100 on lunch every single day. In this economy, there are so many thoughts that I have, but to each his own. If that is your standard, if that is what you want, please, I beg of you, stick to that standard. Uphold men to it. But we have had 1,000,001 conversations about how much money men should send you for lunch. Either take the $30 or don't take the $30. But everybody shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear shit else about how much money somebody is sending you for your lunch. I don't want to hear shit else about who's not paying your bills. I don't want to hear shit else about whether or not you should split rent. So everybody shut the fuck up. That's what I'm going to end this on. But you guys, thank you for listening. I do apologize for that rant. Just remember, contrary to what just happened, I don't stress. All I do is dress and rest. Together, let's manifest, and y'all be blessed. Mwah.